Hi, I'm a girl who loves Supergirl, and I'm here to give you a review and Easter eggs of Supergirl, Episode 11, Strange Visitor from Another Planet. Let's talk about the good in this episode, and there was so much good! If you'll remember a couple episodes ago, I was so excited for David Harewood when his character Hank Henshaw came out as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. Well, what do we see in this episode? We see Mars! And it looks so good! Oh! Just delving into that mythology really opened up the world. It looked great. It was some of the best visual effects work that we've had all season. It really elevated not only Jean's story, but Supergirl to a whole new level. And on top of that, the cinematography was stunning. The music was amazing. In the opening scene between Kat and Kara, some of the best Supergirl music that we've had all season. The director of this episode was Glenn Winter, who is a Canadian and came over from Arrow. He's part of that kind of Berlanti family. Props to you, Glenn Winters, sir. I take my invisible hat off. You're amazing. If this is what it takes to make Supergirl live up to its full potential, you need to bring all the Arrow directors over, or just give Glenn Winter the rest of the season. It rocked so much. We got to see a lot of struggle from Jean, which means you got to have a lot of great acting from David Harewood. His scene with Alex and the DEO was easily the strongest of the episode, of the season even. And I think that this episode did the best job at paralleling what was happening to Supergirl and what was happening to Kara. In her Cat co-life. We got some really strong scenes out of Callista Flockhart yet again. The whole episode trucked. It was beautiful to look at. It was dynamic. I couldn't have asked for more. This was an amazing episode. The title of this episode, Strange Visitor from Another Planet, is actually a title that comes from the Adventures of Superman TV show, where in the opening narration, he is referred to as a strange visitor from another planet. So it's really cute that we're lifting that. Adam Foster is the second Easter egg. Adam Foster, Cat Grant's son. Well, if you're familiar with the comics, you know what happens to Cat Grant's son. The White Martians! One of the most exciting dynamic things about this episode, the White Martians. They are a Grant Morrison, Howard Porter idea from the excellent JLA story that we've recommended several times over on Geek History Lesson. As well, building on that, John Jones' origins is lifted directly from the comic book history, including the burning of Mars, a little bit of which we got to see in some of the background. These were a lot of really cool deep cuts from the DC universe. I'm hoping for more weird spacey stuff, which hopefully for us means more Grant Morrison. Loved it. Martian babies, they broke my heart. All right, now we have to talk about the bad in this episode of Supergirl, and frankly, I'm a little bit flummoxed. Usually there's a couple bad things to talk about, but this episode, A Strange Visitor from Another Planet, was so strong. The thing I'm going to harp on is that in the Cat quote, human life storyline, we had Kara being used as a cipher between Kat and Adam in order to facilitate their relationship coming together. I really liked that, and I think she balanced the two characters out well. But there is a scene where the three of them are sitting down to dinner and Kara is literally acting as cipher/translator between, these two adults who are more than capable of working their feelings out together. And it's super awkward and super weird. I don't think it's the worst choice. I don't think it's the best choice. It's literally like the only thing I can harp on in this whole episode. So that scene wasn't my favorite. It's going in my bad pile. Sorry about it, Supergirl. It is time for the crazy fan theory of the week. All right, so we have talked a lot about Mars, a lot about Martians, a lot about White Martians in this episode. And here's my theory, guys. All right, you ready for it? Adam Foster, right? If you know what happens to him in the comic books, well, let's just say that he doesn't stick around for the longest time. So my fan theory is that we are going to see perhaps him leaving the show, but it's going to turn out that he didn't leave, and he's a White Martian, and he was here to follow Kara and follow Jean all the way along. I am calling it right now. Adam Foster, actual son of Cat Grant, / White Martian. Now is the time where we rate this episode of Supergirl on a scale from 1 to 5 Kryptonian crystals. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Yay! Well, if you just listen to the bad, then you can probably make a pretty good guess that there is no contest. This episode gets 5 Kryptonian crystals. This is what I want Supergirl to be. This is Supergirl at its strongest. This embraces the weird flying alien girl and the cute, awkward 20-something trying to find her place in the world. It was dynamic. The directing was on point. The cinematography was on point. The building of tension and stakes was on point. The performances were on point. There's nothing more to be asked for an episode of Supergirl on TV as we know it. This is the bar. The rest of the season has a high thing to leap over, but I just think it's so excellent. 5 Kryptonian crystals. And if this wasn't enough Supergirl craziness for you, then I want to encourage you to go over to Comixology and pick up Adventures of Supergirl #1 by my good friend Sterling Gates, with awesome art by Bengal, one of my favorite artists working in the industry, and covers by one of my other favorite artists working in the industry, the amazing, the ladyful Kat Staggs. I love it. I know you're going to love it, and it ties right back into the same TV universe. Go out and pick up Adventures of Supergirl #1 for more Kara adventures. Thank you so much for watching Girl on Supergirl. Don't forget to go down and click that little button that says subscribe. I want you to. You want you to. Let's do this for all of us. Also, go over to patreon.com/Jawiin, Jawiin, where you can help support Girl on Supergirl, help keep our Kryptonian crystals lit. If you like this show, if you like our Agent of Carter review show, if you like our Legends of Tomorrow review show hosted by Jason Inman, or you like Geek History Lesson hosted by both him and I, that is the place where you can help us keep those going. And there are more things coming this year, more shows coming your way. Thank you again. Go comment, share your crazy fan theory of the weeks. Let's talk White Martian, guys. I am super psyched for all of you to let me know your thoughts. I have been Ashley Robinson, your Girl on Supergirl. Don't forget to be safe and make good choices.
Rip Hunter's time ship is called the Wave Riders, actually named after a time-traveling superhero, also a member of the Linear Men, which was a group that Rip Hunter was involved in. Now, Wave Rider is a character that was created by Dan Jurgens and had a lot of stuff to do in the Superman series and 0 Hour Crisis of Time.